Hi friends, in this video we will discuss about endocytosis. So as the word suggests, endo means inside and cytosis means the transport of materials. So it is the transport of materials inside a cell, that is from outside some substances enters inside a cell, and this is known as endocytosis, that is the transport of substances from outside to inside. The substances include like proteins, fluids, electrolytes, microorganisms, and some macroorganisms enter from the external environment towards inside a cell. So this is known as endocytosis. These substances undergoes a certain process of breaking down to become smaller elements so that they can be used by the cell or can be eliminated. So for this purpose they are broken down. Now let us discuss the most important and most common example of endocytosis. A microbial pathogen enters inside a body through the process of endocytosis, and these pathogens are being entrapped and broken down by the white blood cells, and after which they are eliminated from the body. So when a pathogen enters into a body, it is through a transport system called endocytosis, and after which they are entered, the white blood cells break them down and destroy, and finally these pathogens are eliminated from the body. The mechanism of endocytosis was first described by Christian de Devu, who was a cytologist and a biochemist, and he had won several Nobel prizes for his works. He had discovered several cellular elements like lysosomes, endosomes, peroxisomes, and he itself found the mechanism of exocytosis. This is the scientist who described the process of endocytosis first, which is Christian de Devu. Now let us discuss the process of endocytosis in a summary. The first step in the process of endocytosis is invagination, that is, the cell membrane folds forming a cavity, and this cavity is filled with extracellular fluid, dissolved molecules, food particles, foreign matters, pathogens, and or other substances. So initially when the membrane is in this shape, and after which the process of endocytosis begins, they form a cavity, and this cavity is called the invagination. So the first step is the process of forming the invagination. And after the invagination step, the cell membrane gets folded, that is, these encloses the trapped molecules and they form vesicles. So the second step is the formation of vesicles, and the last step is the detachment of these vesicles from the cell membrane. So the three steps in endocytosis is: first is the invagination step, second is the formation of vesicles, and last is the detachment of these vesicles from the cell membrane. This diagram would help you understand what is the process of endocytosis. So, the first step of the endocytosis, an invagination or a cavity is formed in the cell membrane. and after which the invagination is formed, the particles comes to these invaginations. In the later step, these invaginations get closed and they require a formation of vesicles. And in the last step, these vesicles detaches from the cell membrane. So, the three steps are described in this diagram. First is invagination step, second is the formation of vesicles, and last is the detachment of these vesicles from the cell membrane. This diagram would help you understand what is the difference between exocytosis and endocytosis. In the process of exocytosis, the particles from inside forms a vesicle and these vesicles are attached to the cell membrane and these particles later is removed off from inside cell to outside. But in the process of endocytosis, the exact opposite happens. That is, particles from outside environment reaches inside. So, from outside, these particles forms an invagination in the cell membrane and later it forms a vesicles and these vesicles move apart into inside the cell. So these two are the processes which are exactly opposite to one another. So these substances enter inside a cell by a process of endocytosis and they are broken down into similar substances and removed outside by exocytosis. So they are entered by endocytosis and removed by exocytosis. I hope the basics of endocytosis is clear. For more such videos, do subscribe to our channel. If you like the video, please like and share with your friends.